We will be starting the session now. Good evening, everyone. I am Akshar Aditya, Associate Content Editor at Just Corpus Law Journal and the host for today's session. I, on the behalf of whole team of Just Corpus, welcome you all to today's session on the topic Interplay of Fundamental Duties and Community Service Programs, a promising path to Viksit Bharat. Before we delve into today's discussion, let me provide a brief introduction of Just Corpus and the eminent guest speaker of the day. About Just Corpus. Just Corpus is an EdTech platform established in 2020, comprising a collection of legal professionals. The platform aims to consolidate various aspects and chains of law under a single umbrella. With an impressive reach averaging 600K clicks per month on its website, Just Corpus was inspired by the growing needs of law students. As a part of its initiatives, Just Corpus has introduced an interdisciplinary journal known as the Just Corpus Law Journal. Now, turning our attention to today's focal point, we are privileged to have here with us Dr. Daksha Sharma, ma'am, as our esteemed guest speaker. Presently, ma'am is working as the Assistant Dean IPC and Assistant Professor of Law at the School of Law, Bennett University, the Times Group, Greater Noida, Delhi NCR. She is also appointed as an arbitrator at PRASAAR BHARATI, New Delhi, as a visiting faculty at Delhi Police Academy, Rajinder Nagar, New Delhi, and the Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. She regularly delivers lectures on constitutional laws, women and child-related laws, ADR and human rights. Her legal consultation areas include matrimonial laws, women and child laws, ADR, and constitutional laws. With the help of Kailash Hills residents, she has laid the foundation of Rising Stars, a community service program and a self-help group at Kailash Hills, east of Kailash, New Delhi, in 2022 to work on Article 21A, Right to Education. She has completed a PhD in international law from the Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. She has also practiced law for 2 years. Being an enthusiastic academician, author, as well as a lawyer, she keeps on participating in numerous socio-legal seminars, conferences, training programs, and workshops on international law, constitutional law, ADR, legal education, human rights, child rights, women's rights, and family law as a resource person, keynote speaker, organizer, and listener, and have several articles and research paper publications to her credit. Without further ado, I would like to hand over the floor to ma'am for her insights on the topic. Ma'am, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akshar, for introducing me. Indeed, it's a pleasure for me to speak on this prestigious platform. I'm highly grateful to Just Corpus, and I wish you all the best. May your subscribers increase more and more in number, and you are doing pretty well in our profession. So hats off to you, hats off to your dedication. And indeed, it's my pleasure that you have organized a talk on such an important topic, which deserves everyone's attention. With this, I would like to begin my lecture by addressing the audience who are watching this particular program. Very good evening to one and all. As we know that today we are going to discuss about the interplay of fundamental duties under Article 51A and community service programs and its reflections. So we are just going to understand that how, as citizens, we can play our part, we can do our duties under 51A through community service program. Let's talk about the concept of fundamental duties first. As we know that fundamental duties are well covered under Part 4A of the Indian Constitution. Article 51A says that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution, to respect its ideals and institutions, to cherish and follow noble ideals, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional diversity. It also talks about to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and so on and so forth, to have compassion for living creatures, to develop scientific temper, to safeguard public property, and abjure violence, to strive towards excellence. And the last fundamental duty, which has been added by 86th Amendment of the Constitution in 2002, and the most important one, I feel, relates to right to education. So here the fundamental duty is on the citizens that whosoever is a parent or guardian, it's his or her duty to provide opportunities for education to his child, or as the case may be, what between the age of 6 and 14 years. So these are the fundamental duties which have been enshrined under Indian Constitution. As we know that fundamental duties are equally important as that of fundamental rights. Rights and duties go hand in hand. Without rights, duties are of no use. Without duties, rights are of no use. So therefore, it becomes interesting to understand that how we can have fundamental duties in place and how we can implement these fundamental duties. If not, they are implementable directly through court. How we can have these fundamental duties more in our day-to-day life. So let's talk about the community service programs, the concept of community service programs. Community service program, as what I can see, that in India, it is not a new concept. It has been existing since ancient times. If you see the practices which are carried in Gurudwaras, this is a form of community service program wherein a community gathers and they are serving people at large. They are providing services, they are providing privileges to the people without any cost involvement. So if you talk about the concept of community service, it means that it's a service which is done by the community involving no cost benefit or no intention of reward or money is involved in such services. Now, why these community service programs have become important from the point of view of Viksit Bharat? We know that through community service programs, we can change the scenario of our area. If we are doing community service of any form, there are so many projects, so many community service projects. If we take even one community service project, which is aligned with the fundamental duties under Article 51A, I believe it can be a game changer for the society. Let it be education, let it be environment, let this community service be related to spreading of ideas, innovation. So there are so many ideas related to community service. In fact, it's interesting to note that nowadays, I have seen the trend of the courts. Sometimes judges are also giving community service as a punishment for those who are involved in the cases. So we need to understand that, how this community service program can be a game changer when it comes to, the discharge of our fundamental duties, when it comes to changing the overall scenario of the country, when it comes to the development and progress of our Bharat. So let's understand this concept more. I would like to state that, when we started this community service program, what was in our mind that let's make our adjacent area equally progressive as our main area. So as we we have discussed before this lecture that we were into community service program. We have initiated Rising Stars in Kailash Hills area. So the idea was that, when we are doing well, we have a lot of professionals, we have a lot of retired persons who are willing to give services. Why not we can have a system wherein all these people can be clubbed together and they give their services voluntarily. So I would say that when we started, it was a bit struggle. 3, 4 people agreed in the first meeting. And then after that, we connected with the local people, the area which, we wanted to have for our community service program. We talked to those localites. We talked to few leaders over there. And, that's how the community service program was started in Kailash Hills. So initially, when we started, few problems we were coming across that we are talking about education, but are really the kids ready to get education from us? If yes, then what could be the possible model? If they're saying that yes, we are coming to you regularly, then we need an arrangement to engage the kids. And if it is education, it should not be only for the sake of it. If we are inviting them for some lectures, for some programs, then it should be equally meaningful and qualitative. So this was in our mind that if we are doing something, certainly we need to be at most genuine about it. So I'm very thankful to all the people who gathered and who made this community service program a huge success. So by dint of everyone's hard work, dedication, devotion, and determination, this community service program has become a huge success. So when we started their classes, initial phase was quite difficult for us because kids were not initially ready to come to us. So we need to convince them that you come to us, you will have a good exposure, you will have good experience. Then they started liking our association with them. And it's been more than a year. I can vouch for it that when they come to us, they don't want to leave us. This is the fact. And they tell us that how classes are happening in their schools, how motivated they feel with this particular community service program. And they keep telling us about what they are learning at school. So I'm not saying that, we are creating a difference here, but through this community service program, we are doing what is required to be done as per Part 4A, Article 51A, that is the duty. So, if we can come together and start such community service programs in all the areas, taking the support of the locals, community residents, informing police with all formalities, duly complied, I don't think so that running these community service programs will become difficult. This is, yes, I admit that this is not an easy task, but at the same time, with the support of everyone, it becomes a joy, it becomes a fun. And those who are involved with us, so when we started, I remember hardly we were 3 or 4 in number. We have core members also in this community service program. So around 10 to 15 are the core members. And then the rest of the people are joining this community service program on voluntary basis. And they're doing their best. They come as and when required. And also the best part is that they come with a feeling to give. They're not craving for recognition. It's just that, they are doing their duty and they feel happy about it. So I think that this is the best part of the community service program. Like, we all want to seek balance between spirituality and materialism. So by giving, we get more happiness. So as I stated that in our community service program, we have around 90 members. And almost 70 to 80% members are professionals. They are highly qualified professionals with Saturdays and Sundays off, and some of them have only Sundays off. But still, whenever called, they make it a point that they come to our community service program, interact with the kids, make them learn good new things, feel them, feel them that, you know, they are not alone. If they need guidance, members are there for them. And in fact, what I have witnessed with this community service program, that whenever these kids are coming, they're sharing their things with us, that, you know, how education is there at school, what sort of activities are organized in government schools, what sort of education they are getting. So this gives us an idea that what more we can introduce so as to strengthen their education. I was quite surprised to learn that in most of the government schools, kids are not learning English from class 1. English language is taught to them from class 5th or 6th onwards. And that too, not all the kids have the privilege to learn English language. So again, like, you know, if in some government schools, they're introducing English language in class 5th and 6th, then they divide the children accordingly, that, you know, who will study which language. So I find that when it comes to education, we can certainly make a difference in the lives of the children, because it's all about their fundamentals, which is developed at this age. So suppose if kids are getting good education, if they can meet good people, if they can meet right people who can guide them for the future, it can really change their lives. So I'm not going to discuss here what is the definition of community service program, because it's like, you know, we are living this community service program. So if you go by the dictionary meaning of community service program, it means that whatever you are giving without any cost involvement, without any privileges, that is community service program. But I personally feel that this community service program is above all, because if you have a higher calling, if you want that those who are less privileged shall be placed at a better position, and if you are putting your time, energy, and resources for their development, then certainly such type of programs become a success. To be very honest with you, so far we have 90 plus members in this community service program. And to the best of my knowledge, no one wants recognition. We are talking because I'm a law person, and this topic is related with fundamental duties and community service program. That's why we are talking about it. But the people who are associated with us, they just want to give service. They're happy with the kids. They take classes. They carry good feelings. And kids are also very happy to interact with them. So in fact, past 1 year, what I have observed, that with this type of community service program, we are able to change our nearby area, if not 100%, at least 10%. And all the big changes start from the small change. So this is a small change towards the big direction which is happening. In fact, some of the members were suggesting that the way we have introduced this program, in similar manner, the community service program can be introduced in other areas also, in adjoining areas of Kailash Hills, east of Kailash. So then we were planning to broaden our horizon of this community service program, but then we felt that first let's focus on our area, because we all are staying here. So let's make this place a better place to live in. And then slowly, when the word spreads, maybe some more people having higher calling would take up this task and work for these type of projects. Also, there were few things. So the first question was that how we are going to operate. There were many objections also. So as I say, that it was not at all a cakewalk. It was not at all an easy task. But with time, we found that things have settled. So the first question was that, okay, everyone is doing voluntary service, no cost is involved. But then still, suppose if we have to do some small programs for the kids, where the money will come from? Suppose if the kids want some resources like books, stationery, where the money will come from? Because we are not an NGO. Here, I would like to point out a distinction, what we are doing and what NGO is. So ours is not an NGO, ours is a purely community service program. So what modus operandi we have, that suppose if kids are requiring stationery, and if some person is available who can donate, who is willing to work for them, who is willing to donate, we directly connect the person with kids' family. So there is no intermediary in between, and whatever they want is provided by the person concerned. So this way we are operating. So these were, some of the questions which were bothering us initially. But as the time passed, we realized that this has become very, this has become quite efficient. The system is working well. So I can understand that community service program can only run with the help of the people, with the help of a community which is dedicated and devoted for noble causes. I haven't come across any situation so far that any of the member is not available, because we are 90 plus in number. So earlier when we started, we were 4 and 5. So that time also we were not facing any problem, because we know that this is our job and this we need to do. And it was not in mind that we want to do it so that it can be introduced as an example. All of us wanted to do this community service program for our self-satisfaction first, own satisfaction first, because we all know that happiness lies in between spirituality and materialism. It is not totally materialism. So then we thought that, if we are able to do good for these kids, then certainly it can be a noble thing which we would be achieving. Also, there are members who would say that initially they were apprehensive about it, that how things would work, because we were coming across few challenges also, that suppose if the kids are going to school, or if the kids are coming to your program, which you run every Sunday, and if there is a case of missing children, or if there is a case of any injury to the kid in between, who will be held responsible? So fortunately, we worked legally on this also. So we have taken the forms, every detail with their IDs, Aadhaar cards were taken, and the police was also duly informed. In fact, our area counselors are also involved, are also informed about it. So I think that if we have this type of support, then certainly we can take up good community service projects, not only about education. Environment is also one such cause which can be taken up as community service program. I'm focusing more on education because it is quite near to my heart. And I feel that if you educate a kid, you educate a nation. So the saying goes that if you educate the mother, you educate the family. If the family is educated, you educate the society. And if the society is educated, you educate the nation. But if even you are able to educate one kid, if you are able to provide quality education to them, then certainly you can become a life changer for them. And if you are able to achieve it, I don't think so that there is anything left for further achievement, because this feeling is something which is beyond experience, which is quite unique in nature. So I would also like to highlight that those who are coming to our program, they were talking about different things, like some doctors are also involved with us. They are part of our community service program. So when they participate, they talk about hygiene, they talk about health. We have some yoga teachers also. When they come to our community service program, they talk about how they can, have more healthy practices. We have teachers also. We have school teachers, we have professors, we have advocates who have joined our community service program. We have businessmen who are with us and who teach kids that, how you can go for small business ideas and how you can make your business grow. So likewise, I think that, if this setup provides for some positive outcome and some positive change, then such programs are a success. Because, of course, there is no financial involvement. And whatever we are organizing, it is through contribution that too, like, the way we have contributions for gatherings in the society. So similar way we are contributing our money for organizing their programs. So we have kept things very simple and sorted. Whenever we get any messages that we want to volunteer for kids' education, kids' books or stationery, we directly connect them to the family. So they also feel happy about it, that there is no intermediary in between, and they are able to donate something to the family directly. So, they developed the direct connection. As we talk about fundamental duties under Part 4A, we know that the duties are not only limited to education. Education is, of course, one segment. Of course, we have duties related to environment. We have duties related to compassion. To have compassion is also a fundamental duty. So under this, we can cover many interesting community service projects. In fact, I was just going through one website and I found very many interesting ideas for community service. Like we can have some drives for donation of school supplies. Then we can have some drives for donating winter clothes. So likewise, we can have some drives for donating hygiene products. So there is no end to the projects which are falling under this category. If we talk about community service program, I think that any noble cause which is related to the community shall be taken as the project for community service. So if you feel that you want to start a community service program, I want to make a note here that though it's not a cakewalk, but at the same point of time, it is also not something very difficult. So it all starts with you, that if you have a calling and if you want to do it, support will appear. So you will get aligned with the people who have similar interest and they will come forward to organize things. As far as I remember, when we were discussing that how this community service program will grow, some of our neighbors who are the part of community service program, Mr. Jitin, Mr. Rajiv Nagpal, they came forward and they gave the idea that our community service program should not only be limited to classes, but it also should provide an edge for the kids. So then they organized various programs. They called various persons to interact with the kids. One lecture was very interesting by the yoga teacher when he said that when you are studying, you should study with focus. So when you are in the class, be present in the moment, be there in the class only. Do not get distracted. Be focused to what is taught to you. He also mentioned, he started his lecture like, कितने बच्चे झूठ बोलते हैं. So, the way guests connect with the kids is also very amazing. So the point which I try to emphasize here is that if some program is there, then we should genuinely operate it, and we should ensure that the program benefits the kids in real, or any cause which is taken up by the community, shall be executed well. So this was our trust, and with this, we are doing this community service. Hats off to the dedication of Kailash Hills residents, because their untiring efforts have made this program a great success. I remember that many a times we are not available on Sundays. That time, some members who are staying in adjoining areas, they come and they deliver the talks. They handle the classes. So in our Rising Stars, we have members from adjoining areas of South Delhi also, who are coming especially to give lectures to the kids, who are coming to spend time with the kids. So this is something which I found to be amazing, and they tell me that they are getting a different kind of satisfaction after talking with these kids. So it's more or less like, making their Sundays amazing. So when we started this program, my brother-like figure, Mr. Jitin Rajput, he told that, if we are starting this program, then we have to keep it every Sunday without fail. And I was a bit apprehensive that will it be possible to keep this program every Sunday, keeping in mind the task we have and the professional commitments which we have. Then he said, if we have decided, then we have to do it. And believe me that till date, this is a success, because every Sunday we are running this successfully. I don't know how things are happening, but every Sunday, sometimes 2-3 members are available. Sometimes 5-6 members are available. And, kids feel highly elated to interact with those members. And in this 1 year, their confidence level has gone sky high. So they don't feel, that they are in government schools. And they take pride about it. Rather, they say that, even if we are going to government school, we are part of Rising Stars. And those who are teaching us, they are professionals, and they give us the confidence to learn everything with focus. So this is the change which I have felt with this community service program. And if we talk in the context of Article 51A also, every duty can be aligned with some or the other community service programs. So like we can have community service programs for protecting animals also. We can have community service programs for protecting the causes of environment. We can have a community service program for cleaning the nearby areas, becoming the part of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So the end, the end product should be that genuinely efforts are executed. So if we are starting something, it should not be just for the sake of it. If something is started, then of course we should make it a point that whatever is started should meet its end with full strength, with quality, with utmost value. So with this, I would like to give full stop to my views. I think I have shared a lot and I've spoken my heart about the community service program. And as I promised that whatever I have spoken, it is directly coming from my heart, because we are living this community service program. This is not something which we are just doing for the sake of it. We are a part of it, and this program has become our part also. So I would like to thank all those who were listening about our initiative of Rising Stars Community Service Program and Self-Help Group. And I would like to welcome you for Q&A. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights. I mean, it was really, really inspiring for me personally, as well as I'm sure for the viewers also. Now, ma'am, with your permission, I'll be starting sharing with you the questions that the participants have given us.
Certainly. Meanwhile, I would also like to check the members, the core team members who have joined from Rising Star. So if you just can give me 2 minutes,
Absolutely,
I'll
ma'am.
check and I'll
Absolutely.
get back to the discussion. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I have messaged again. Uh, they have shared some of their messages with me. So if they are not able to join, I would like to read out their messages if you permit.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. The stage is yours, ma'am.
Okay, so one of our core members, Miss Anjana Agarwal, she has written that Rising Star is a very encouraging platform for kids. They have developed a lot of confidence, and now they all are very excited to speak in front of the whole class and audience, which wasn't there before. And now they express themselves fully well. They are good at GK, mathematics, and above all, extracurricular activities, dancing, singing, painting. So our kids are fond of dancing and we encourage them. One of the famous academies in South Delhi, uh, so I think Miss Anjana is here. Okay, so one of the dance academies in South Delhi. They have taken a few of our kids and they are giving free dance training to them. And our kids are performing on very, high level, in very high level gatherings at very high, bigger platforms they are performing. So I feel that this is an achievement that Rising Star has now become a ground for talent hunt also. So once we invited Mr. Suraj, who is heading this dance academy, and he found our kids to be very talented, and he selected 4 or 5, and he's training them for free of cost. So this is the message from Miss Anjana Agarwal. Then we have the message from Advocate Pratik Kohli also. He says that he's proud to be part of such a good team and the team members are doing such a wonderful work. It is really a great initiative to help people and spread love in the world. Working towards providing social values, imparting education, and improving the lives of underprivileged kids. Excellent work. Keep up the good work, guys. So, this is the message from Advocate Pratik Kohli from Kailash Hills. Also, I would like to add that when we have different professional sessions for these kids, we organize one session on law also. So I felt the need that at this early stage, if they're introduced to our legal systems, to law as a subject, then who knows that these kids become parliamentarians in future. So with this, we started introducing legal concepts to them, concepts of polity, and they take lot of interest when we discuss these concepts. So these sessions, when taken by lawyers, they are not teaching them in complex legal language. They are teaching them in a very fun learning mode. So what they say that पुलिस आपको कब पकड़ेगी आप कौन सा जुर्म करोगे तो this was in a fun mode so that kids can understand that what is crime, what is offense. So this way we are trying to develop interest for various subjects in our kids. Next message again from one of the famous advocates, Advocate Babita Verma. She says that although a brief stint, yet I have the highest regards for the team of Rising Stars for the commendable service to the nation by constantly working for the upliftment of the underprivileged children, be it in academic field or the socio-economic field. The team volunteers are tirelessly working for their betterment, resulting in a positive impact on the society as a whole. Kudos to the team and feel humbled to be part of it. So this was the message from Advocate Babita Verma Chawla. I remember that in this 1 year, with the efforts of Mr. Rajiv Nagpal and Mr. Jitin Rajput, we have taken the kids to Rashtrapati Bhavan visit. And when the kids visited Rashtrapati Bhavan, they were quite amazed to see how our Rashtrapati Bhavan is. And they thanked the entire team that this is a lifetime experience for them. So you have done something which our parents couldn't think about. So they were thanking the entire team, and we also feel the same. So, there is a connect between these kids and us, and we go there not out of any obligation or not because of any compulsion. We go to their place out of our love and affection, out of our concern. And I think the same feeling is there also. They come to our program not because of any compulsion for attending the classes, but just to meet and greet us and just to learn few good things which we have to share. And then we have messages from Miss Jyoti, Miss Sheetal. They are congratulating the entire team. So these are some of the messages which I have received. I have shared the program link in the group already. So let's wait if someone has to speak. You can also formally announce, because participants are not visible to me.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely, ma'am. They are viewing you. They are listening to the messages, the heartfelt messages you are sharing with them. So
Okay.
we can wait. We can wait.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Meanwhile, if we have any Q&A, we can go for it.
Absolutely, ma'am. I'll start sharing them with you right now if you want.
Certainly, certainly.
So the first question that we received from our participant is, expecting the state to perform its functions while constantly ignoring the effects one's acts have upon the nation has created an unbalanced and chaotic world, the question claims. Do you think we need to create a balance between rights and duties instead of simply deeming duties non-justiciable?
Certainly, balance is to be achieved between rights and duties. And as citizens, I believe we must not shed off our burden on the state only. It is the state duty, but as a part of our duty, we also need to perform. So rights and duties go hand in hand. And the role of civil society, the role of community service programs should be highlighted more and more. Because see, if such community service programs are introduced in all the areas, by those who are passionate about it, by those, who can dedicate their time, energy, and resources, then you just think of the society, you just think of the city, just think of the state, that how it will look like. In every society, in every community, there is this community service program which is taking care of those who have less resources. This program is taking care of those, who have dearth of guidance. So if some of the individuals, some of the civil society members take this responsibility, then you just imagine that how the world should be, how the world will become.
Absolutely, ma'am. Ma'am, on the lines of non-justiciability of these fundamental duties, I'd like to ask you the second question from our participant. That are there any chances in future that fundamental duties will be enforceable in nature?
So, see, the thing is that even if the duties are not directly enforceable, even Part 4 is not directly enforceable, but we know that indirectly it becomes enforceable through the enactment of legislations. So I believe that, when we are talking about the concept of community service programs, fundamental duties, fundamental duties and directive principles, we should not focus on the justiciability of them. So though they are not directly justiciable, but indirectly with the effect of legislation, they can always be made justiciable. It is the fundamental right which is justiciable directly, but DPSPs and fundamental duties can also become by way of the effect of the legislation, by way of the effect of the rule. So I think that there is no need also to make it justiciable. We should take it as a duty. We should do it as a duty because the way uh, we are taught, ours is more a duty-based constitution. So though the concept of duties was not there in the original constitution, but it has been introduced by way of amendment. So now our constitution has become a duty-based constitution with the evolution of the time and with the needs of the time. So I think so that we need to emphasize more on our duties rather than to think about our rights only. So that balanced approach is needed, wherein we can have a developed society, wherein we can have a progressive mindset, which is not always claiming for the rights, but which is also duty oriented, rather, which is first duty oriented, and then rights will follow automatically.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us the ethical answer for the same question. And ma'am, the third question that is really descriptive in nature, I'll be sharing it with you. How can the integration of fundamental duties into community development programs contribute to the realization of Viksit Bharat? And what specific steps can be taken to foster this synergy for sustainable societal progress?
Okay, quite an interesting question. In fact, with these questions, we can develop our rising stars more. You are giving me more ideas. So, as far as the integration of fundamental duties with community service program is concerned, we have already discussed that all fundamental duties can be aligned with community service projects. That's how we are going to do our duties, individually or collectively, right? So, I think this is the calling for Viksit Bharat, that Viksit Bharat should be the one which is duty oriented, not only right oriented, but duty oriented, wherein all the individuals are realizing their duties, they are doing their duties as a part of community service or maybe as a part of any social activity. And they are not putting all the burden on the state, because we know that as state our resources are limited and it is not right to always opt for blame game approach, because that serves no purpose, that has never served any purpose. So if there is a task before us, I feel that we should have a synergetic environment, have people with progressive minds who can come together with their time, energy, and resources, and who can make things happen. And in such community service program, as far as my experience is concerned, no one is craving for any recognition, and no one is giving credit to anyone. So sometimes when we have these gatherings, I'm questioned that whether it is an NGO, whether it is a society. So we give the answer that no, neither it is an NGO nor it is a society. Neither we have plans nor we have intentions to convert it into NGO or society. We need to keep it as community service program. It's a simple concept. It's just that we want our surroundings to be changed, our adjacent areas wherein those who have less means are living, their lives should be changed. We should be able to also give them the quality life. If such things are happening, this is the success of our community service program. We don't want anything. We don't want it as NGO. We don't want it as a society. It is just that if there is a requirement, the requirement is fulfilled by those who want to help them out. And it's without any intermediary. It's clean and simple. Because sometimes I have seen with my experience that people take consultations that how about if we come up with NGO. So when you are going for these concepts, your basic aim vanishes somewhere. The purpose with which you start the program, it goes somewhere and something else starts happening, which I feel becomes the big obstruction for the good work. So, but if all the members are confident about the programs which we are doing, I don't think so that there would be any problem. So personally, I would like to thank all the members, all the core members and the members of Rising Stars to be there to make this program a big success, because when everyone is a part of it, no one feels separated or isolated, because everyone is a part and no one is getting recognition also, and everyone is getting recognition also. So both the thing, no one is getting recognition and everyone is getting recognition for what they are doing, and at the end of the day, it is the satisfaction which counts. So whenever people are coming, they are engaging with the kids, they are going back with inner satisfaction, which is unmatchable, which cannot be felt, which cannot be experienced anywhere else. That's what is the message from many of the members.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, I couldn't help but appreciate your highlight of this very universal and very true statement that if we teach a mother, we are teaching a family. And if we are teaching a family, we are teaching a whole society. So on that line, I would like to forward the last question of this session. That what do you think is the role or participation of women in Viksit Bharat?
So I think so this is the toughest question which you have given me, and this is the last question perhaps. Okay. So if you're asking about the role of Nari Shakti in Viksit Bharat, I would say that the role starts from family, and when it starts from family, it starts everywhere. So from family to the globe. I cannot describe the contribution of Indian women. They are forming the foundation. So everything starts from family. If there is peace in family, family members will grow. And we know that it's very unfortunate though that many a times the role played by domestic help, many a times the roles played by housewives, homemakers are undermined. I think so. This is the toughest job which one can do. It's not easy to be someone's domestic help at a very minimum wage. And it's not easy to be a housewife without any financial benefit. Okay, so, I think so the role starts from there, because if there is peace in the family, everyone will grow. If their things are disturbed, then everywhere you would find a challenge. So I think so. With this example, you have understood what is the role of women in Viksit Bharat.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. If that question was the last of all, so ma'am, if you want to invite any member of your organization to speak with us.
Certainly. So we have participants present here. I think Miss Anjana Agarwal is here.
Yes, Daksha ji.
Hello, Didi. We are looking for your message and for your experience. We are very grateful to you that you are making Rising Stars a big success. And I just want to state that Ms. Anjana Agarwal is one of our core Rising Star members. When we started this program, in the first meeting, four people were present: Mr. Jitin Rajput, Ms. Anjana Agarwal, and one local person from Ashok Bindusar camp, which we have informally adopted for the purposes of starting our Rising Stars. Yes, Adi, if you want to say something.
Thank you, Daksha ji. I was listening from the starting, this Zoom link. I'm from starting and I'm listening all your conversation very nicely. First of all, thanks to you that you have started this Rising Star team, and we got the opportunities to deal with the kids, and we also grow with them, and they have developed so much confidence that we are proud of you and their kids. They have much capabilities, and now they will grow day by day. We are saying very, very nice kids and very disciplined. They are growing day by day.
Certainly. In fact, your positive energies are so contagious that, whenever you are around kids, they start behaving in a more energetic manner. I think if they can show their interest in dance, drawing, it is majorly because of your involvement.
Oh, thank you. Main thing is that when a person like you, which who is so established nicely, they grow this program and started this program. All are in getting interested. Ki such a nice lady girl is starting this program, so we are so much interested. Ki we like you very much, so we like this program also very much. And day by day, we are growing interest in that program. Your Rising Star with kids.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, with your permission, we can head to the closing, or if you want to add some of your insights.
Stopped. I think it is stopped.
Okay.
Ma'am is no, Daksha ji is not able to
In the
speak.
meeting, yeah. I'm sorry, really sorry for the
I
inconvenience.
think some internet problem. She will come.
We shall wait for a few minutes for
Yes, yes,
ma'am to convey her message.
wind up, huh? I think some laptop discharge or light gone.
Akshar, please wait for just a minute. There is some technical error on the part of ma'am. She told me on a call. Just will wait for a minute.
Absolutely, sir. We'll be waiting for a few minutes till the technical are resolved.
Okay, Akshar, as per the direction of ma'am, there is some technical issue. You can proceed with the vote of thanks. She will be viewing it on our live stream on YouTube.
Absolutely, sir. So due to some technical difficulties, ma'am would not be able to join us for now. So I'll be heading straight to the final closing. And in closing, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Daksha Sharma ma'am for accepting our invitation and delivering such an informative session. We trust that the audience found it both interesting and knowledgeable. Thank you once again, ma'am, and we eagerly anticipate the opportunity to host you again. Thank you very much for joining the session.
Thank you.